some sauce. Did we lose her?
She's still there. She's
Oh,
on
okay.
mute.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't see the
Okay,
green
great.
share though. I don't see that.
Tap the bottom of your screen
Yeah,
in Zoom, and it should come up where you might have to slide it or you might have to tap more.
yeah, click more. It just says host tools, meeting settings, background effects, disconnect audio.
All right. So come out of more, go back, and then slide your screen. Tap it, and it should
Mm-hmm.
be somewhere after
Mute. I got
participants chat.
chat, reaction, share,
That's it.
AI.
Share, share,
Oh, look,
share.
I said shared. Look, I said share, didn't I? I just went right past it. That was weird. Okay, I click. So now click screen,
Yes, please.
then click start broadcast.
Yes, please. And you might need to enable permissions. So after you hit start broadcast, it says enable permissions. You're going to go to Zoom and then enable that permission by sliding that little circle to the right. And then
Oh,
you're going to hit back.
it's still loading, still
Oh,
circling.
okay. No, no, no. It's going to circle. So uh, go back and enable permission. So
Okay.
start over again, hit share.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on a second. Stop share. Yes.
There we go. Here we go. All right. We see you now. You're cooking with grits, gravy, grease. Yep. All
Okay.
right. So once that starts sharing, you're going to go to your apps. So you can, it's going to be circling. That's what it's supposed to do. So you will just go to your app screen once you do that.
Okay, let me see. So go to MetaMask.
Go to your MetaMask. And it's not quite sharing yet. So it might be let's stop sharing and let's share again. So let's go back to Zoom and then stop sharing.
Okay, make close. Stop
All
sharing.
right. Yep. Now go and share.
Screen. Start broadcast.
Start broadcast. There we go. Now push up at the bottom because you're going back to your apps. So everyone, make sure you're taking notes. Push up again. Thank you. Now go to your MetaMask. All right. So go ahead and click get started. All right. And you want to import existing
Import
and
using secret.
you will need your secret words. You don't have them,
Mm-hmm.
right? All right. So hold tight.
Mm-hmm.
Hit back. Yeah, because it's not going to go further.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think let me see if I took a picture of it. I think I did. Where are my pictures?
If all right, stop sharing. If you find the pictures, stop sharing first. Write them down. So you want to stop sharing first. Stop share. If you did take a picture, go ahead and write them down. And then we're going to go back to MetaMask. So
Okay.
everyone, if you're wanting to sync your devices, you're going to at least, if you do not or have not used MetaMask on the device that you want to sync, you will need your secret recovery phrase words. So remember that. And it's good to either take a screenshot if you're not carrying the words around with you, which you shouldn't. Email them to yourself, but email them with the subject line that says hidden fox or something like that, a disguise on the subject. Then you type in order your seed phrase so that you can have it accessible to whatever device you're going to use, because you can always log in to your email account. So you want to at least save those secret recovery phrases in 3 different spots. If you have a printer, print them out, put them in your file cabinet. If you have a notepad on your computer, type them in your notepad. And of course, write them down. That's going to be the main source. So make sure that those 12 recovery words are accessible to you, especially if you are where you normally do it. So right now, I'm going to show everyone how to not just log in, but access Mosca on their mobile device. And your mobile device is your iPads or your tablets and your phones. You will do the same process for your iPad, and your tablet. It doesn't matter if it's your tablet or if your phone, because it's a mobile device. Everyone is going to come in to the mobile device with MetaMask first. So if you don't have MetaMask, go ahead and download it now. You will go to your Play Store or your iStore or whatever store you have to access, and go ahead and download the MetaMask. If you got MetaMask on your phone, go ahead and download it on your tablet. If you have it on your tablet, go ahead and download it on your phone. If you have it on your laptop, download on both, because we're going to sync all of them. Because you might not have your tablet with you and you just have your phone. You're out sharing the movement with everyone, the Mosca movement, and hey, you might need to push play right then and there. So we're giving you the opportunity to sync all of your devices. You'll be able to come into your Mosca, push play, and share it right there with someone who may say, I want to join. What do I have to do? Well, let me share with you and introduce you to our CEO and founder, Mr. Greg Baldwin. He's going to give you the overview and the opportunity, push play, introduce them to Greg, and then that way you will have the opportunity to sign them right there. And let me give you this. The first thing you want to do before sending an invitation, please hear me good. Before you send the invitation, you want to download and fund MetaMask. Now, we're just talking about tablets and phones right now. So we want to download MetaMask and fund it first. The easiest way and the quickest way to fund it is if you have Cash App. You could purchase Bitcoin and you could send Bitcoin. However, with Cash App, you still may have to verify your identity. If you have to verify your identity, please type in your name as it appears on your driver's license or passport. The easiest way to identify in any KYC is your passport. However, you have to make sure that it is a valid passport prior to 3 months of the expiration date. If you're within that 3 months, your passport will not be verified. If you are verifying your ID, make sure that the address matches. If it does not, you want to go ahead and make sure you update your ID. That is very important. Very, 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 because if not, it will slow down the KYC process. So we're just showing different things, how to get onboarded, the KYC, how to fund your MetaMask. Now, If you have to, and you will, if you're using Cash App or Coinbase, Exodus, or anyone else, you can bridge. That means exchange one currency for another from one network to another. However, bridge fees can run very, very, very high. Therefore, Pam, I think you have the Simple Swap referral link. If you do, just put that in the chat for everyone. Simple Swap is the exchange that I use because they will reward you with free USDT. And that way you would exchange one cryptocurrency to another. So let's think like if you were going to Europe. You cannot use the USD, the dollar in Europe. You will have to exchange it for euros. It's the same thing here. You would exchange, if you're doing Bitcoin, to BNB, your BNB coin, because you're going to need BNB as gas. BNB is the gas that is utilized on the Binance Smart Chain network. Think of network as a flight pattern or a road to get to a certain destination. Think of the cryptocurrency as an airline. So just like you have Delta, you have United, you have Spirit, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have USDT. Now, think about that as an airplane. Even though you are on Delta, United also have 747s. It is the same plane, except it's under a different company. So even though you have a USDC on the Binance, you have a USDC on Ethereum, same 747, except they're treated differently according to the network or company that it has to travel. Therefore, the flight plans are different if you're taking a USDC Binance and you have to exchange it over to USDC Ethereum. The flight plans are different, okay? So the network are different. Please do not get trigger happy when you are exchanging cryptocurrency, because USDC Binance is not the same as USDC Ethereum. If you try to send USDC Ethereum to your MetaMask wallet, count it as good as lost. The same thing if you're trying to get to New Mexico from California and you do not exchange those airlines, you ain't getting there. I'm just saying. That's just a little tip. All right, so are we ready to share our screen again?
No, I don't have my password.
Okay, so you don't have your password. Anybody else who is not fully synced with their phone or their tablet, maybe they registered on their laptops and they want to synchronize it with their phone or tablet. Anyone else who needs synchronization or want to sync maybe they onboarded on their iPad and they want to sync it to their phone.
You could raise your hand or you can just unmute yourself.
Yes, this is Calvin. I'm trying to see how I could do that to my phone. I did do it to computer, and for some reason I can't get it back on the phone.
Oh, no worries. Go ahead, and Calvin, are you here on your phone? Are you here on Zoom on your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's share your screen, Calvin.
Okay.
All right, I see myself. Let's go ahead and go to your MetaMask on your phone. So you would hit, yep, there you go. All right, so everybody, this is how you log in on your phone. You have to go to MetaMask first. MetaMask first, okay? So we know Calvin already has MetaMask on his phone. So what you're gonna do, at the bottom, everybody look at the bottom of his phone, okay? There are 5 icons at the bottom. The first icon is the wallet. You could just swipe that out the way. Yeah. That the first one, that's blue, that's the wallet. That's how you get back to your MetaMask screen. So the first one is the wallet. The second one is your history. It gives you your transactions. And go ahead, Calvin, hit that history for me. Let's show everybody what the second icon is. So that shows your transaction. Okay. All right. The third one is I think it's a buy, send, sell. Hit the third one real quick. Let's go there. Your third one, which is the big blue, it would buy, sell, swap, send, and receive. So that's that button. Buy, sell, swap, bridge, send, and receive. I hope y'all are taking notes. There's a pop quiz at the end. Just letting y'all know. All right. All right, you can get that out the way, Calvin. Thank you so very much. All right. Now, the fourth one is the dApp browser. This is the internet inside of MetaMask. This is what you're going to use to open up Mosca, okay? So, at the top, all right, you see everyone, don't hit it yet, Calvin. Everyone sees portfolio.metamask.io. That is the address bar for the dApp. This is called the dApp browser. This is the internet or the browser inside of MetaMask. If you are using a phone or a tablet, that includes iPads, you're going to have to go through your dApp browser. Do not open Chrome. It's not going to work. Do not open Safari. It is not going to work. Do not open any other browser because it's not going to work. The only way you're going to get to Mosca on your phone or your iPad is through the dApp browser. Everybody got that? Any questions so far? Well, you can open your mic, raise your hand. Any questions so far? All right. Now, Calvin, tap where it says portfolio.metamask.io. Tap that. All right. Now, once you tap it, you have to erase that. That's the address. So what you're going to do is hit the X, the circle that's right beside cancel. You want to erase that. Now you're going to type in the Mosca address, APP, and go ahead, Calvin, you can type that in. Dot,
APP.
dot, the period, Mosca World. You got 2 dots. Back one out. You got 2 dots. You got to get rid of that one of them dots. Backspace, backspace. Yeah. Dot, Mosca World. Nope, you got a space now. Backspace. All right, now, Mosca World.
Uh-oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Watch your world. Your world is not gonna, yeah. WOR. And it's at the bottom actually, but go ahead. .com.
Uh-oh.
All right, and
Go.
go down to go at the bottom and tap go. Already registered, right? At this point, if you've already registered, you're going to go ahead and sign in. If you haven't registered, if you're registering someone, in the address field, you're actually going to, one, go to that email invite. So if you're registering on your mobile device, if your person has sent you an invitation, and they shouldn't have until you have locked and loaded your MetaMask. However, if they did, there are two ways to get to where you need to go, that referral link. One, go to the email, tap get started from the email, then copy the address from the address bar because it should have their referral code attached. Let me say that again. If you're registering on a desktop or a laptop and you are registering on a mobile device first, and if they sent you an email invitation, you're going to go into the email, you're going to tap get started. It's going to bring up the address of their referral code. You're going to copy that referral code address. And right where the address is here, where it says app.moscaworld or it said portfolio.metamask, once you hit that circle, you're going to paste in that link. Or they can actually, after you are funded and your MetaMask is downloaded, they can log into their back office, go to their referral code at the top, tap that, and it will copy the link. After it copies the link, they can text it to you because you're going to be on your mobile device, or they can send it in an email. Okay. Especially if I'm doing the onboarder or with any other onboard, I would like to wait until the MetaMask to get funded. Have your inviter on with you on the Zoom. Then they can go ahead and paste their link inside the Zoom chat because it would be easier to copy and paste from the chat and then put it in. And so that's one way.
Ms. Rhonda, let me interrupt you there and ask
Sure.
you to once again reiterate. And
So I have a question.
Okay.
I don't have it on my cell phone. You guys want to try it out? Being that this sounds a little bit more complicated, and I think seeing it, I have it on my laptop, but I don't have it on.
That's what we're doing now with him. He has it on his laptop, but
Oh,
he
okay.
has, do you have MetaMask on your phone?
I don't.
Okay, you're gonna have to download MetaMask first. Do you have your 12 seed words?
Yes.
All right. Once you download your MetaMask on your phone, you're going to import with your 12 seed words, and you're going to put them in order, and you're going to do your password again. So you can use the same password that you log into MetaMask. You can use that on your phone. So that's going to help you catch up with us at the moment. So download MetaMask first on your phone.
Okay.
Then you're going to import with your 12 seed words. It might say get started and then import. So
Yeah,
it might.
Yeah, it does have the, okay, so import using the secret recovery phrase.
That is correct.
Okay.
And you can use the same password.
Okay. Huh.
And does everyone follow so far on getting it on your phone or your tablet? You will do the phone and the tablet the same. So if you have your phone and your tablet, you could do it side by side. You're going to have to leave Zoom, download MetaMask. If you already have MetaMask downloaded, go ahead and open your MetaMask.
Come on.
Fast to do that. You got ahead of ourselves. Who got ahead of ourselves? Who is this sharing? Who is this? Who's sharing?
Um,
Yeah, Calvin. You hold your horses. Calvin. Hold your horses, Calvin. We know you in there.
yes,
Hold
ma'am.
your horse. Everybody else
Yeah,
got to catch up with you.
I wanted to unshare the screen and then type in the login and then go back to where, so I didn't know if you had more to say within the screen.
I do,
So
because we're
I
waiting
wanted
for
to log
everybody
in.
to catch up. Remember, you my
Uh,
star pupil tonight. Star pupil. Don't get ahead of the teacher now, daggone it. All right. Does everyone have that so far? Escabral? Icabral? I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. Please stop me.
No, you got it right. It's Enrique.
Enrique. Okay, thank you, Enrique. Let me know where you are and we'll be happy to move on. For those who are taking notes, make sure you write it down. They are recording. Kim and Greg, they're recording, so someone would have the recording after that.
No, you go ahead and continue, because I'm just pulling up. I'm looking for some of my some of the information, but you continue.
Okay, go ahead. All right, now, Calvin, please go back to the MetaMask. Now, all right, Calvin. All right, we're gonna make you go back. So go back to your wallet here at the bottom. Go back to the wallet. See, he want to be fast. Dang, man. All right. Now go back to the fourth circle at the bottom, and I call it the gray tiger's eye. All right. You see the C with the arrow. The C, go ahead and log out. It's right beside your profile on the right of it. And right under the colorful pink and purple circle. Yes. We're going to have him log out, y'all, because he want to jump and skip. All right. So we're going to do this one more time. If it says at the top, portfolio.metamask, you want to tap the address. So Calvin, go ahead and tap that address at the top. Oh, it probably won't. Yeah. All right. Now, This is very important. Whomever your inviter is, if you're registering with them, please look at the referral. If it says 0, you did not copy it correct, and it's not correct, and it will not let you register because you're going to need their referral code. So, once again, how you get the referral code, you would ask your inviter to either send you the invitation invite for your email. You will go to your email that will come from team, and it will say, welcome to Mosca. You're going to go into the email and you're going to tap get started. Once you tap get started, it's going to bring you to the Mosca page. Go up to the address, just like it appears here, and check the address to make sure that your inviter's referral code is at the end. So it should read https://app.moscaworld.com !REF equals and their referral code. Okay? If it does not have it like that, it's going to monk you up. You're not going to log in. Just breathe. Come back to these notes. And the referral link should read https://app.moscaworld.com !REF equals the referral code. And you want to copy all of that and come up here at the top where it says the address, and you paste it in there. Now, Calvin can actually go in because he has already logged in on moscaworld.com, app.moscaworld.com. He's already logged in there. So he doesn't have to have the referral code because he's already registered. But for those of you who are registering for the first time, if you see a 0, stop. Call your success line or a qualified onboarder to take you from there, because we'd rather get it right the first time than to try to undo what could have been done right the first time. Everybody got it? Raise your hands if you don't. Any questions? All
Yes,
right.
this is Greg again.
All right,
I want to
Greg.
kind of backtrack to a few minutes ago.
Okay.
When a person is arriving on your Zoom for their 3 o'clock onboarding, what are your expectations when they arrive on your Zoom? What
All
are
right.
your expectations as to what they should have done beforehand, or what should happen before they arrive on your Zoom?
All right. I'm going to answer that question moving forward, and I'm going to show you. So moving forward, go ahead, Calvin, go ahead and log in. And Greg, I'm getting ready to answer your question. So go ahead and go. You can click go at the bottom, Calvin. All right. Go ahead and log in. Log in with your information. And this is how you will log in on your mobile devices. Remember, tablets and phones are the same. They log in the exact same way. Nothing is different except one is larger. But tablets are a large phone. That's all they are. After you do that, you're going to go in order and you're going to connect wallet. If you do not connect wallet, you cannot log in, period. This is how you stay and remain decentralized. And now you can go ahead and log in.
If you could define that a little bit more, we have some people that are really, really new. So for you to use the term, this is how you stay decentralized. What does
Sure.
that mean? And what's the big deal with staying decentralized? And
All
what's the
right.
opposite of that?
Okay, no worries, no problem. Calvin, check your credentials. To be centralized is to be in a controlled financial environment, like your bank. Okay? If I had $100,000, say I want to send to you. Well, I don't care if I am peer-to-peer and I have the same bank. They will only allow me to send a certain amount per day. That's controlled, that is centralized. In essence, they control your funds. If the bank was to ever shut down and you had money in the account, good luck to you, because FDIC and anything government that starts with an F, guess what? You're F. Anyway, that's centralized. Even Zelle may be free, but Zelle has a limit. You can only send a certain amount per day or a certain amount when you peer-to-peer via Zelle. PayPal is centralized. If I try to send more than what the daily allow or the limit, I am controlled. My money is controlled. That is centralized. Cash App, same thing, is centralized. I can try to send you a certain amount, but even in Cash App, you have to go to settings to check your limit, and that is your limit you can send, whether that's your weekly limit or your daily limit. Limits on anything is controlled. It is centralized. Here at Mosca, decentralization means I can send you $1 million when I get it, and guess what? The $1 million will go through with fees. Okay? So there are no limits when it comes to decentralized or decentralization when it comes to peer-to-peer. There means there are no holes. There are no middleman who's collecting, i.e., interest on holding your money in their account before releasing. Okay? So centralization means I'm going to keep a certain amount right here and I'm going to gain interest off of it. And I'm going to let you move funding a little bit at a time so I can keep the main meat and gain interest, because that's how I make money. At one point in time, and I want you to do homework, go to YouTube and look up what is it? The YouTube video is fractional reserve banking or fractional reserve lending. Fractional reserve lending, when you go to that YouTube video, at one point in time, banks would have at least to release 10% of your funds. In essence, they could not lend out. They were able to lend 90% of your deposit and keep at least 10% in case you needed it. In 2020, all that went away. Guess what? You deposit, and what they said, possession is 9/10 of the law. Well, when it comes to banking, if you deposit $100 million, guess what? $100 million they can lend out of your money. And they only will still give you 0.1% or 0.1% or 0.01%. I'm sorry. Let me refresh. Let me, make that clear. 0.01% is what you will get back from having your money in a financial centralized institution. Now, if you had it in a brokerage account, they'll give you probably up to 0.2%, maybe 1, possibly 2. But guess what? You're not going to get to share in the revenue of Fidelity. of Charles Schwab, of Wells Fargo, of Bank of America. They're going to give you the minimum that they have to give you to stay in compliance with the FDC, okay, or SEA or whatever them element of P alphabets. So to stay decentralized is to stay permissionless, to stay free, and to stay with the ability of I am in control of my own money without you telling me what I can do with it. That's decentralization. All right, go back to your Mosca, Calvin. I hope that answered the question for everyone. So decentralization just means the freedom under your own control to do what you want to do with what's yours. It's giving you ownership, not rent. See, we own a portion of Mosca. We own our own Mosca wallets. All right. Who is that? Is that you, Beverly?
Yes, ma'am. Quick question.
Okay.
Was that fractional reserve lending or fractional
Yes.
reserve banking?
It's either one. I think you can find it either one, fractional
Okay.
reserve lending or banking.
Thank you.
Yes. Uh-huh. My pleasure. All right, go ahead and connect your wallet again, Calvin, after you type in your password and log in, and I'm gonna answer Greg's first question on where to go or what we are looking for onboarding or what you need to do. Uh-oh, Calvin, what happened? All right. Hello. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and share my screen and give that to you. Where am I? Calvin, I'm gonna give you a break. Go ahead. Thank you so very much for your service. So even though I'm on my laptop, I'm gonna show you where to go to answer that question. And then when Calvin comes back, we'll go ahead and resume from there. Hold on. All right, give me one moment.
Ms. Rhonda, while you're doing that, I feel like we have become close enough that I can put you on the spot here. We are definitely going to need a part two, I know, because to
No worries.
respect, the hour for
Time,
you, we want to
yes.
have a hard, fast close at 10 o'clock. So I know
All
we might
right.
have some questions, and then we
All
can
right.
schedule a time for a part two,
Awesome.
if you don't mind. So,
No,
because I
I
know there are
don't mind.
probably some questions. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
truly
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Calvin, go ahead and hit those 3 lines and we'll hard stop after I show this. So hit your 3 lines. All right. And as we go through to where I'm going to go, you see his referral code is right there. So you can actually copy that. It will, if you tap on that, if you are the invitor, you can tap on it and that will be that. All right, hold on. All right, so now go to resources. And this is for anyone who's already registered. You can go to resources and come down until you see how to download and fund your MetaMask. And it's right in here. Greg made sure that we have everything that we need as far as resources to onboarding. So here it is, how to set up your MetaMask and fund. If you are the inviter, you can view it and press play, and it will help with the download and funding of MetaMask. If not, if you still need onboarding, we would just like for the person, if possible, to be able to navigate on their phones, tablets, or laptop in order to download the MetaMask. It will take a part 2 if they have to hurdle or challenge in funding, because funding is the longest process sometimes, where depending on what fund or what platform you use to fund, it will take a minute sometimes. However, in lieu of that, if you have Cash App is the best way to load your coin and have it exchanged. However, if you've never sent Bitcoin before from Cash App, you will have to do your verification process, and that can take up to 48 hours. So to answer your question, we would like to have MetaMask downloaded and funded. However, we do know that there are a lot of people in this space who don't have a clue of what's going on. That's fine. We will be there to assist. And I hope that answers your question, Greg.
Yeah, it actually absolutely does, and appreciate that. And something that would be very helpful, because I think even as you explained centralization and decentralization, probably for some of us, I know for me, when I first really began to understand it a couple of months ago, anyone that hears that, this is actually it's almost a no-brainer once you really understand what's going on. And you broke it down perfectly. So I'm really glad we have that recorded. So as we move toward the end, because you're an expert in this space, tell us a little bit more about why you were attracted to Mosca, because you have obviously a higher degree of a higher IQ when it comes to just this whole space, of what made it beyond a dream for you to actually connect with this type of project, and where do you see it going based upon what you already know?
Excellent question. I'm going to make this as short as possible, but I've been into like computers. I had computer programming at Hampton. I had only 1 year, but I fell in love with computers back in 1984. Fast forward in 1992, I was back in my hometown. They were just introducing computers. So the superintendent of the district, because there was no one who knew computers, actually created a position for me as a computer lab manager to teach those in elementary school computers. Fast forward, in 1993, I just had my first child, and I didn't want him under the guise of babysitters or whatever. First time mom, I kind of wanted to impart and pour what I knew, what I'd learned into him. So in 1994, I was still working at the school teaching computer lab. And so one of the teachers introduced me to MLM. Fast forward, I became a tax preparer, had my own business at that time in 1994 because I wanted to stay home, and I was doing MLM and taxes. So, I had worked at Circuit City in 97, just building my clientele, because any job that I got from there wasn't really to work for someone else. It was to build my clientele, because I know everybody that I work with would need their taxes filed. So fast forward, in 2001, I was working independently. I left where I was with GE, what it was, Blue Cross Blue Shield, again, acquiring clientele, any job that I got. So I was in meditation, and I was waiting for somebody to come into business with me, to kind of take my tax business even further. And I just heard the Spirit of the Lord say, you could do it without me and still wait for somebody, or you could do it with. So that's when I put in my 2 weeks Blue Cross Blue Shield, and I left and started doing my business full time. Fast forward, in 2004, as I was preparing taxes, there was this client who back then, consumerism. So they got this lump sum of a refund and they end up buying a lemon. So long story short, I was like, okay, God, how can I get out of this consumer mindset? How can I give my clients something where they can invest or do something other than spend their money and then wait to the next tax season to get a big lump sum to be on this hamster wheel to do it again? So I said, let me go back to school. So that's when I went back to school, and I went for marketing at first because I wanted to market myself. And then they had another program where they offered accounting and finance. So I got a dual master's in accounting and finance at that time. And in 2007, after graduating, I learned about precious metals. So I got in this company so I can get physical gold, because I told all my clients, you need assets. Assets are a major class to, how you say, not so much as hide your income, but make a store of value for your income, because assets take away from income until you liquidate it. Okay. So I got physical gold, that company shut down, got into another company. It was good because they were talking more about crypto and everything. However, the system that they had in place, unlike Mosca, they required rank. So just because you made rank this month doesn't mean you would make rank next month. So Mosca, whatever you do and wherever you are today, you're going to scale with whatever you are today into the next level or the next phase or the next 28 days. And I was like, ooh, that's good. Another thing, being a consumer, and I had to go through this myself, as a consumer, most people don't know how to save a portion. If push came to shove and if shove came to push, they'll end up dipping in the savings and then they will have nothing. I'm just speaking for myself. I don't know about nobody else. Maybe y'all got control. I didn't. So Mosca have the ability, or gives us the ability, to save 3 months worth of subscription where we can't touch it. Excellent for somebody who don't have control sometimes, okay? Especially if an emergency comes, you want to, dip in the pot. Mosca, I love the whole spectrum, the whole scheme of things, because it keeps you in the wealth path, or the path of wealth. And it keeps you with the ability to build and capitalize, to be not just a consumer, to be the producer, to make the money that you need to make for generations on end. It makes you the lender and not the borrower. So even though you have to borrow, because of certain safeties, by the time we go through the 90 days, we wouldn't even miss keeping $28 or $127 in the kitty while we build. So that's my story I'm sticking to. Oh, okay.
That's a great story. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Listen, we appreciate your time. I know we're at the top of the hour. And so I think what we'll do for part 2 is we'll have a live person that is going to onboard. And so therefore we can watch you, all 30 eyes can watch you go through the entire process of onboarding a person from start to finish. Because I think there are a few people on here. For most, they're just kind of wanting to be aware of the process, but there are a few that are definitely working toward becoming certified onboarders for Mosca. So that's probably what would be wonderful for part 2. Unfortunately, I don't really want to, unless somebody has a pressing question. No, we're not even going to take questions, because we could end up going for another 20 minutes, and I want to go in and keep this at 60 minutes. So we appreciate your time. Are you able to even look at a schedule now and let us know your next availability? Because we're going to go based upon what works for you. Okay,
All right,
whatever works for you
give
is
me
what
2
we're going to
seconds,
nail down.
and I'm gonna have that for you right straight away. My next availability is actually anytime after 6 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, well, we'll do part 2 tomorrow at, of course, want to respect the corporate Zoom at 8. So 9 o'clock tomorrow. Let's just get back on for a part 2. And hopefully between everybody on this call, we will have somebody that actually wants to onboard. And that onboarding, whoever brings somebody that's on the house, I'm taking care of it. So let's do that. Let's shoot for that. If not, then we'll pick up with questions that you guys have that you wanted to ask tonight rather, can ask them tomorrow. So with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for your time and your attention. And we're going to be back tomorrow at 9 Eastern Standard Time for part 2. Thank you, Ms. Rhonda.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Kimberly. I appreciate you all. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This was great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Here.
I have someone too. If you need one, I have someone.
Awesome.
This
Thanks
is
everybody
April.
for jumping on. Go ahead.
Great.
I think that was